Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here doing a yay or nay video for Sea of Thieves. I'm finally getting to my last couple of videos. I probably still won't be finished with this little thing until, probably not until tomorrow, or maybe not even until Thursday, so I still got a lot of E3 stuff to do. But this episode I wanted to do Sea of Thieves. It's a new IP. Apparently it was announced last year. A lot of stuff apparently was announced last year that I don't remember, or it just wasn't like, it wasn't in the press conferences, so I tend not to look up a lot of stuff. I found a ton of things this year, but this got a big showcase, and they had a lot of cool stuff. It's like, it's an open world pirate game. You get your 5-person crew. You get to go out and kind of do whatever you want. It's an open world. You do missions. It's I watched the developer interview. Apparently, it's not exactly. It's one of those games where it's not really an MMO, but it's obviously it's got that style to it where it's like, oh, we're just in the world, and there are other people in the world all at the same time. So, it's one of those types of games where it's like technically it's not, but it basically is. And it looked really cool. I like it has sort of that cartoony art style, which I'm fine with that. But it's the gameplay that's really exciting. It's the like the ship-on-ship action that we got to see at the press conference. I saw some other trailer stuff. And you get to destroy other people's ships. You can actually fix your ship if it gets hit enough times. You can, go down to, where it's damaged and just board stuff up. I didn't see anything. I've said this during the my press conference list. I was like, maybe they have it where you do the thing where you actually take a bucket down and like take the water out, and like you have to go down and then come back up and dump it. They might have that. I don't know. That might be a little too much realism. But it makes sense. I mean, that doesn't seem like it's a tedious sort of thing, but you want your ship to, keep going. So it makes sense to put that in there. They do actually have prison cells, so apparently you can imprison people within your ships. And I don't know, I didn't hear anything about upgrading ships and if you have to like add that type of stuff or you add more cannons, but I can imagine that that's going to be a part of the game. We're not all going to start off where it's like, boom, we all have like 12 cannons on the side of, on each side of our ship. But I like that idea. It seems like a fairly fun game. They have different points on the ship, so everyone has a different job. So you have the person on the sail, of course the person on the wheel. There's actually one person just for the anchor, which I heard, I think it was an Angry Joe video, he mentioned he played with some people, and someone from another ship got on their boat, and they like dropped their anchor, and so it trapped them in the water, and the person basically just wouldn't get off their ship, so they had to like chase them down and kill that person so that they could, deal with the anchor and stuff. And it was like they dropped the anchor so the other ship could basically come in. I was like, oh, that's a really cool thing. You can have your one person kind of sneak onto their ship, drop their anchor so that they're trapped, and it's like, all right, we got to get out of here, but they're stuck and they don't really understand why until they realize that the anchor's been dropped, or one of their friends was killed and then the anchor was dropped. So I like that idea. I thought that was actually pretty fun. Like I said, you can repair the ship. There are things that you can find in the world, so there are people that can find hidden treasures. Apparently there are krakens in the games, there are mermaids in the games, there are sharks in the games, which is very, the normal thing, sharks. But they have krakens and mermaids that you can find while going underwater, so I thought that was really cool. I assume the kraken isn't exactly friendly, but the mermaids might be. But there are sunken ships, so you can find treasure underwater. You can, it might be a part of a mission, little stuff like that. And I think it seems pretty fun. I'm very excited to see more of the actual action-oriented gameplay because with it being such an early demo, there wasn't even sword combat. So there was no sword combat and there was no gun combat in the demos that we got to see. But I'm really looking forward to that. That's what has me excited. It's like they already have a lot just in the ship selling stuff. You can get drunk, which we saw. If you saw the press conference, one of the crews decided, let's just drink and get drunk. So you can drink, they have bars and, stuff like that on different islands and things. Ships are destructible. Everyone has a job while on the ship. You can repair the ships can sink, which I assume would mean you're stuck swimming, which may not last too long with krakens and sharks in the water. So a sunken ship might just be the end of you, pretty much. So you could try to swim back, but it might not work out because you might get attacked. So who knows? But it seems like it has a lot of good potential to it. I'm looking for it. Like I said, I definitely want to see the sword combat and how that plays around, if they do like clashing or if it's just, you swing and you hit and that's pretty much it. Very curious about the guns. We're going to have flintlock, short guns, flintlock rifles as well. Maybe have like, bombs as well that you can just throw a bomb if you're on I can't remember, if you're like on the top of the mast, you like build one of the things for your ship, where you can look around. If you're up there while you get attacked by another ship, maybe you can just throw a bomb down and it blows up. You know, maybe it messes with their sails, or it lands and then it blows up a part of their ship, and then you drop another bomb and it goes further down. Little stuff like that. So I am very curious what the destructibility is going to be for ships. Like I said, with the sails, and you know, you leave their boat intact, but the sails are messed up, so they're basically just bobbing in the water until they get more sails, which that's another thing. Like maybe they have to go back to get sails and then come back to the ship and then they repair it that way. So there's a lot of little touches that I'm curious about. They already have the ships being able to sink, so it makes me wonder how far they're really going to go with the destructible ships and what can be destroyed on the ship, what can't be. You know, could you do something crazy? Like, could you just blow up the wheel and they're just trapped? Like, they have no wheel, so the boat, once again, is just kind of bobbing and it's just going with the wind and the water. That, I think, would be a cool little feature. But a lot of stuff we have to wait for, but it does look exciting. It does seem like the type of game where you get a couple of friends and you could have a lot of fun with this game. It just seems like that type of game. You run into other people. I can almost guarantee that there's going to be a group of people that are solely going to be like the bad people, because every game has that, where it's like you can be the bad guys or whatever. There's always a game that, you know, whenever a game has that, there's always people that do it. So I'm sure we'll see that. It'll be like the real dangerous people that are always attacking other ships, and we'll, you know, once again, no customization so far, so we don't know if we're going to get to see, you know, different color schemes on the ships. You know, you get like the dark black wood and gold and red, and, you know, different flags for sails. All that stuff we haven't seen yet, but it's a pirate game. They already showed, you know, they're doing destructible ships and other little unique things, so I'm excited to see where they go with this one. If I remember it, this is an Xbox exclusive, so that kind of sucks, but also pretty much everything now, if it's Xbox exclusive, technically it's not, because it's coming to Windows 10. So that's very cool, and plus it gets crossplay, so we'll have more people there. But it does look exciting. I'm actually very interested in this one. I'd say yay for this. At this point, I feel like I'll probably end up buying it if they add, you know, a lot more content to it. I'm very excited for this one. It's not guaranteed, because of course it's still super, super early, but it does have me excited. It looks like it'll be a fun game to play with friends. I'm just, you know, I love destructibility in games, so that's kind of what has me most excited. Like, just seeing the ship fill up with water, and there was some demos, like the whole bottom half, because what we saw during the conference, it was like, oh, there's a little water as you walk around and the water's pouring in. But I saw in another demo, or maybe it was just a trailer, the whole bottom half had already filled up, and they were like just swimming underneath it. So it already filled up, you know, the bottom half of the ship, which basically means you're done for. That ship was about to sink. And maybe it was already a sunken ship. I don't technically know that. It could have just been a sunken ship already, but it wasn't, it didn't look completely destroyed. So maybe you can find ships that have sunk a long time ago, but they aren't completely destroyed, just already created in-game. But it just looked really cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Of course, would love to know what you guys think about this game, so please put your comments down in the comment section below. Definitely let me know yay or nay for this one, or are you kind of right in the middle, like it kind of has you, but not, you know, you're not 100% sure you like it or not. I definitely like this one. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to buy it, but it's the type of game I feel like as long as they add enough stuff, the only thing that has me worried is with it being, or feeling like it's kind of an MMO sort of thing. I'm based on those types of games, I generally don't play them, but the stories are never like as in-depth as I like them to be, because I'm a really big story person in my video games. So it seems like it'll kind of just be mission based, and I don't, that's like the one downside to it, where it's like that could be fun for a little bit, but for me that gets repetitive really, really fast. Like, that's just not my type of thing. Like, it has to be very different and like story based. Like, I can do some grinding and stuff, and you kind of do that even in, you know, adventure games. You tend to grind at some point to get upgrades or something like that. But that's like the one thing I'm worried about. But I feel like they still have a ton of potential. They might have more than enough, you know, variation in the missions. There might be a story mode. We still technically don't know that, and you get your crew and you all go, you know, you play through the story mode or something. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm still excited for it. Like I said, would love to know what you guys think about it, so please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.